guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the Myers-Briggs personality test and the results I got from taking it like two minutes ago. If any of you don't know what the test is, go ahead and Google that on up. You will find a plethora of websites that will link the free testing. They're all slightly different formats, but I believe they're all the same method to testing, otherwise the results would be inaccurate. Basically, they ask you about 60 or so questions. It takes like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on like how hard you're thinking about it. And I have been wanting to do this test because my siblings have done it, and they've said it's like crazy accurate. But knowing myself, I have an issue with being pretty absolute about answers and stuff like testing, which we will find in my results. It says that very same thing about me. There's kind of like this war that goes on within my mind of like, just like conflict of if I should go with this option or this option, and I can be very unsure about myself. Like I just was like, I don't know, I don't want to answer these questions wrong about me, but I did it, and I tried to do it as accurately as possible, all the while not getting too caught up on thinking too deeply about each question and just going with like my feelings initially on each one. So you're probably wondering, what personality type did I get? If any of you are familiar with this kind of testing, there are 16 personality types, and they're all like the 4 initials that stand for your personality type. And I got ESFJ. So the E stands for extroversion, S stands for sensing, F stands for feeling, and J stands for judgment. ESFJ is commonly known as the provider slash caregiver. Initially I was just kind of like, okay. But then I started reading the descriptions on certain things and my mind was blown. I didn't know if this would be accurate or not. I printed out this whole PDF. It's like, oh gosh, how long is this? It's like 21 pages. I have not read it all, by the way. But I thought it would be interesting to kind of share like little bits and pieces of my personality. And I love how at the beginning of this it says too that this is not supposed to be who you are. Like you are who you are, but this is basically saying this is probably who you are. So obviously not everything in this is going to be 100% correct about me, because every human is like unique and individual, and I'm not going to start living my life by this. This isn't like the Bible, but it is interesting to take a test and kind of be able to realize things about you that maybe you didn't even know, but it makes sense as soon as you read it, kind of thing. The analysis here combined work done by Carl John Catherine Cook Briggs and her daughter Isabel Briggs Myers and David Kiersey. So a lot of people were involved in this. I have always heard it as the Myers-Briggs personality test, but I guess it's all the same thing. So let's get into the fun stuff here. I just wanted to real quick read you guys traits, strengths, and weaknesses. So, it says ESFJs generally have the following traits: organized, loyal, can be depended on to follow things through to completion, enjoy creating order, structure, and schedules, enjoy interacting with people, warm-hearted and sympathetic, tend to put others' needs above their own, very good at giving practical care, very cooperative, good team members, practical and down to earth, value peaceful living and security, enjoy variety but work well with routine tasks, need approval from others, receive satisfaction from giving to others, and live in the here and now, dislike theorizing about the future. So that's interesting. I love how in this one it has like a Bible verse. That's awesome. Okay, now let's move on to ESFJs in relationships. The strengths first, and then we'll get into the weaknesses. ESFJs put forth a lot of effort to fulfill their duties and obligations. Warm, friendly, and affirming by nature. Service-oriented, they want to please others. Take their commitments very seriously and seek lifelong relationships. Responsible and practical, they can be counted to take care of day-to-day necessities. Generally upbeat and popular, people are drawn towards them. Generally very good money managers, traditionally minded and family oriented. They will make family celebrations and traditions special events. Okay. Now let's get into relationship weaknesses. ESFJs are generally uncomfortable with change and moving into new territories, extreme dislike of conflict and criticism, need a lot of positive affirmation to feel good about themselves, may be overly status conscious and interested in how others see them, have a very different time accepting the end of a relationship and are likely to take the blame for the failure onto their own shoulders, have difficulty accepting negative things about people close to them, don't pay enough attention to their own needs and may be self-sacrificing, and may tend to use guilt manipulation as a way to get what they want. So those are the weaknesses. I just find that so interesting. Okay, so potential problem areas. May be unable to correctly judge what really is for the best. Maybe become spiteful and extremely intractable in the face of clear logical reasoning. May be unable to shrug off feelings that others are not good people. May be unable to acknowledge anything that goes against their certainty about the correct or right way to do things. May attribute their own problems to arbitrary and unprovable notions about the way people ought to behave. May be at a loss when confronted with situations that require basic technical expertise or clear thinking. May be oblivious to all but their own viewpoint, valuing their own certainties to the exclusion of others. May be unable to understand verbal logic and quickly cut off others' explanations. That's true, unfortunately. I cut people off all the time. Oh my gosh. May be falsely certain of the true needs and feelings of others. May be extremely vulnerable to superstitious religious cults and media manipulation. Ooh. May react too quickly and too emotionally in a situation better dealt with in a more pragmatic fashion. That's interesting, guys. Interesting stuff. I don't know if this is completely boring for you, but I'm very entertained. I read somewhere else right after I had taken the test on a different website that fictional characters that are technically like ESFG would be Donald Duck, which he's my favorite, but he's also a jerk, so like, oh my gosh, he's like my favorite Ink and Paint character. And then Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, okay. And then as far as real life people would be Don Knotts, who plays Barney Fife, and Desi Arnaz, who's Ricky Ricardo. I don't know how I feel about these, but okay. So anyway, this has been an interesting time. If you guys liked this video and that was interesting to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and comment below if you already know your personality type, one of the 16. And if you don't know, maybe take the test and then comment below, or don't even comment if you're not even interested at all. But I just thought, cool thing to do, and why not make a video while I'm doing it? So yeah, I will see you guys in next week's video, which I'm really excited about. I'm not gonna say anything more on that, but I'm just excited for next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and have a wonderful day.